I do have a pad on this one. So that thing will literally, you'll die. Let's roll. I park up on blocks, that's why. Ooh. I'm not parked in front of anybody else's house to lay my panels out. Guy that lives right here, I've talked to him, he's pretty cool. Chemtrails from the plane, very annoying. Why do they spray? It's like national security moving stuff and they don't want the satellites to be able to see, but who knows. At 1:47 p.m. Pacific time on December 21st, about a month from now, is a solar apocalypse, AKA the winter solstice, AKA the shortest day of the year. This type of connector, drive away, this thing will just pull right out, no problem. Put this connector closer to the car, you're not dragging wires. You know what? Maybe you should not drive away with your panels laying out. Yes, I did that once. I'm laying flat because it's windy today. I'm usually better at this. Oh, my back. This one's not working, so what I gotta do, this barrel plug, so I gotta just kind of rotate it a little bit. Now you can see it's working. Chemtrails are really effing me over. If you've already turned off your fridge because you don't have enough power, it's probably going to be till a month after now till the sun's back up to where it is. If you're somewhere where it's cold and you have a partition, you could put the fridge in the front. It'll work less. Most people living in a vehicle are trying to get away from the cold. Here's some quick tips to keep your fridge going through the winter and prevent a fatal discharge of your lithium battery. Fatal over discharge, I should say. Hey guys, I'm your host, David Livaday. It's No Limit Van Life. I show you how to live in a van more comfortably than you would in a traditional home. For the last 2 years, I've been devoting my time to turning this van into a studio apartment that could fit in any parking space. Do you already have panels on the top of your rig? Make mounts that you could tilt the panels at the sun, double the output, especially in the winter because the sun never does get straight up above. You could get portable solar panels, add a second MPPT to plug in to your current battery bank. You'll likely need a second MPPT to plug in a different type of panel. So if you wanted to avoid that, buy an additional panel, the same kind that you have on your roof, add that to your current MPPT. The reason is mismatching panels don't get the full amount of power out of each panel. You could get 4 MPPTs or more, tons of panels that you could lay out all around you. Of course, that would be expensive. You would need to find a place to lay them out. In New York, where there's buildings everywhere, you only get 2 hours of direct sun, so you have tons of panels. You can max out those 2 hours. Ideally, you'd want to get somewhere where you have exposure to the sun to the south, southwest if you're in the northern hemisphere. If I went to the beach, I could get sun all the way until it hits the water. I probably have more power than I know what to deal with. Here, I lose the sun around 4. It's about using all renewable energy except for when I drive, of course, which I don't much lately with the price of gas. In a moment, I'll talk about a second alternator, the solution that requires no effort by you. A 10-minute drive and you'll get several % power on your battery. Driving a little bit every day, you'll never have a power problem. You could always just start up the van and let it idle for a little bit and that'll charge it up real quickly too. Black Friday sales right now. Bouge RV has a power station, panel, and a fridge, 50% off. Link to their website in the description. Promo code No Limit. Get 16% off. When Black Friday is over, my 60% off will still be good. Back to the tips. Hang them up high. The shade creeps up, up, up. I hang them on the side of the van, get more sun. If I wasn't trying to be extra stealth, I'd put panels all over the sides with louvers, point them at the sun. I think it's really cool too when people take the hard glass panels, cover their windows with them, tilt them up as an awning. I've been staying near friends and family, so I haven't been cooking in the van. But if I was, if the battery got below 60%, I would probably stop cooking with electricity, start cooking with propane. For the last couple months, I could forget about hot showers in the van. I could find a place to plug in. I could also add a propane hot water heater. I want the solution of adding more panels to use my electric hot water heater. I'd like to eliminate propane altogether, not even use it for heat, use electricity for everything. The more self-sufficient, the better. Not having to go get propane would be amazing. My dream system would be 50 kilowatts of batteries mounted under the fan. That's only half a Tesla. Thick aluminum skid plate underneath to protect them. Oh, heated batteries, of course. 3,000 watts of solar. When peroxide and graphene solar cells come out, double to triple efficiency of silicone, possibly 3,000 watts of solar on a large van. Until then, I don't mind finding a place like this where I can lay out a bunch of panels. So much power, you don't have to worry about deploying panels every day. If you're sick, if there's too many clouds, you're parked where you can't get sun, underground parking, trees, buildings, volcanic eruption, forest fire. You could go lots of time without having to charge. If you are going to go big, you're going to need multiple MPPTs. What I've done is daisy chain these MPPTs. If you have bus bars, I recommend connecting to the bus bars because that's safer. What's especially unsafe about what I've done here is that the MPPTs aren't mounted to anything. If something were to fall and wires were to come out, wires might touch the wrong thing. Mount your stuff. Don't do as I do as I say. Important note, fold-up panels are strange wattages and can't be mixed. Even matched fold-up panels, if you try to attach them in parallel, they may stop working, burn up or something. A tip for people with monitors and televisions, the smaller the monitor, the less power it takes. 24 inches is a sweet spot. 27 inches, it takes double the power of a 24 inch. This screen that I'm using takes 10 watts when you lower the brightness. After a year when it starts like getting weird lines on it, it still works. I still use it. If you're wondering what is the winter solstice, the summer solstice, what's happening? Earth spins on its axis. You got the North and the South Pole. A little bit of tiltage action going on. Where the sun is shining on the Earth changes. The winter solstice, the Earth reaches its maximum tilt, which makes the sun farthest to the south as it gets, and which gives us not enough power. Summer solstice is when the sun is all the way straight above us, more power than we know what to do with. Sometime in October, it's been a struggle to keep my battery bank charged. I haven't been above 50% in forever. I'm running a refrigerator and a freezer, which last winter, my 350 watt solar system wasn't even able to power my fridge, so that's pretty good. I haven't been using my 50-inch TV. I've only been using the 24 inch. Something I don't think I've ever mentioned. M1 Apple computers, they use hardly any power. Van life necessity. M1 or M2 Apple computers. There's been constant obstacles to getting enough sun out here. Clouds, rain, wind blows the panels everywhere. Having to lay them flat, bricks on top, on the edge of course, because you can't cover the panel. Can we just consider for a moment how incredible it is that it's even possible? Solar panels and batteries used to be so expensive. Totally reasonable to buy 3,000 watts of solar and 50 kilowatts. Well, 50 kilowatts of batteries isn't going to be cheap. That's going to be like $25,000. You'd still need to figure out how to mount them. Considering people are spending easily $300,000 on vans, what's $25K for a battery? I can't wait to get there. That's what it's going to take to not have to worry about power. And then the only other obstacles, I think, for most people, taking showers and going to the bathroom. The videos that I should be making is about solar, showers, how to go to the bathroom. I did make a video about going to the bathroom clean as possible. The cleanest, least smelly way to do it. I made a video about it. I'll put it up here. If you do want to go more traditional, I have a friend with a van that's got a porcelain toilet, a black water tank like an RV has. You are going to come in contact with black water and smells. My methods, you hardly come in contact with smells. Friend who has a really nice Mercedes with a black water tank, he'll just leave the black water tank full and then just empty it when he goes on his next vacation. Every time he drives and hits the brakes, like in traffic, a little bit of that smell comes out. Sounds gross. I'm not into it. Get into this van life thing now, guys, if you're interested. The governments and the bankers tax us, so it's not as free feeling as it is at the moment. Maybe when Uncle Elon gets his Twitter payment system worked out, not even use traditional banks anymore, things will be better. Governments and banks will have less capacity to control our lives. That's what Elon's trying to do. He started PayPal. That's always been his mission, is to defeat traditional banking system. The most powerful special interests in the world, so that's why he's kind of having to do it covertly. Oh wait, we were talking about charging with solar. My bad, I got a little off track. From the beginning, I've been under the impression that if I figured out how many batteries and solar panels I needed to air condition the van through the summer, that I've figured out the key to living without limits. Despite using propane for heat, the lack of sun makes winter the most difficult time of the year to create all your energy through solar. If you don't want to mess with panels, or if you don't want to do anything, you just want to be able to charge your battery and you don't mind burning a little gas, the second alternator is the only way to go. See Nations Alternators. Alternator that's special for charging lithium batteries so fast, a short drive, and you'll have more power than you know what to do with. If you're thinking about buying a generator, realize the second alternator is the most efficient way to make power. Generators really use a lot of fuel. They're also much louder than running a vehicle motor. Thinking of all that, why would you want to add another motor that you got to drive around all that extra weight? The car motor is going to be your best generator when you add that second alternator. Another note is propane generators, if that's something you're looking at, they don't produce a smelly exhaust. A generator that burns fuel doesn't have a giant catalytic converter like a car does. And so the fuel stinks, really bad fumes. I totally understand somebody going that route if they don't want to F with solar. Second alternator is extremely expensive, thousands of dollars. So I would much rather put all that money into solar panels and batteries, more batteries. At the moment, if I were to add 3,000 watts of panels, I'd probably get 30 100 watt CIGS panels from Bouge RV. The 200 watts are also good. They're so big, they're kind of hard to manage. So the 100 watts might be a little easier to store and move around. These 6 panels, they're indestructible, can roll up, much lighter than even any of the other thin film panels. The 200 watters are 6 pounds each. I'd probably figure out a way to hang them from the top of the van, take them out and just like put them up along the top of the van, and it'll be like a curtain of solar. Or just lay them out flat, especially in the summer. If you have a van that has a rack, lay these over or use the rack to hang them from. All the other solar on the Bouge RV website, all that stuff is good. All their silicone panels are great. The 9 bus bar panels especially, because they're smaller. In conclusion, you're trying to keep your fridge going, and let's say you have 400 watts of panels on your roof and that's not cutting it. Well, you're probably getting some sort of shade. Find a better place to park. If that's not a possibility, get a 5th panel. Same kind of panel that you have up there. Use it to point at the sun. Put it at the side, set it on the ground, whatever it is. Make yourself a little extension cord, plug it into your MPPT, take this panel out and point it directly at the sun. That's going to keep your fridge going. You could add batteries. Doubling your battery capacity will make a huge difference, but that's also often the most expensive route. Realize the more battery capacity you add to your system, the longer your batteries are going to last because you'll be cycling them less. Pointing your panel at the sun doesn't require much adjusting, especially in the winter. Move it once or twice. If you buy a portable or some type of solar panel, some sort of tilting mechanism is great. If not, you could always use your van, tilt them up against the van, hang them from the van. Happy Thanksgiving, guys. I really appreciate you guys watching my videos. There's about 50 diehards that watch every single one of my videos from beginning to end. If you're one of those people, please leave a comment. I want to know who you guys are. I really value you guys. If you like the video, show the like button some love. Hey Mom, I know you're watching. You should be liking every video. Thanks for watching, Mom. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. This channel is 500 watch hours away from monetization, which means that I could actually get paid for the videos that I'm posting. Really exciting. It's taking forever. It's close. I have over 1,000 subscribers. 4,000 hours of watch time though has been really hard to achieve. In order to get over the hump here, I'm thinking about starting to post more than once a week. I'm curious if you guys would like me to go live. What time would be good for you? Let me know what you guys think. Peace, guys. Thanks again.
Oh.
Thank you. You have a cold?
Is it COVID?
No. That's what they all say.
There's a little bit of shade right here. The sun's way low. I'll show you what that does. This panel that's getting the little bit of shade. Earlier today it was at 4 amps. And right now, that's this one, 1 amp. More than half in the shade. Right here. There's no point in even having it out right now. Thing's falling apart. I wouldn't buy this one. But if I could put it up higher, expect to get about 3 amps. You might be wondering what these are doing. That black MPPT, they have the SIG's 100 watt panel. 2.5 amps. Those 3 panels. I need to get a router. Anybody have a router that I can use? My Wi-Fi, Calyx Institute, $500 a year, T-Mobile 5G, completely unthrottled, no plug to plug the Ethernet or the hub for the Philips Hue light strips that are behind here. Shout out Jared Tachi's floating ceiling on the wall here. Get good video light. See how these work for video lights. I don't have my microphone in. A router, I could use it as a bridge because the Ethernet Philips Hue light strips, only Ethernet. I have to plug it in to a router. And then I can say like, hey, make the lights red or green, or when I come into the van, it'll automatically do stuff. I forgot what they call them. Automations. The time of day, it'll automatically do different things depending on what time of year it is even. Let's see if this looks good as a video light. Oh, I need a hair light. This is my new set. Like, hey, what's up? What's up, everybody? Welcome to my YouTube channel. They just call me Solar. Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Solar. It does seem to eat up some battery, though, when this thing is cranking. Word is born. I got these strip lights. Black Friday 2020. 50% off. Before I even bought the van, I had this vision. Any device that plugs in, I have those little power bricks. It has this thing. And at the other end of this was a little power brick. I cut it off. 2 prongs on it, so that you can plug it into the wall. I'm not trying to turn on a power inverter if I don't have to. Although, side note, I do have a 300 watt power inverter, third of an amp standby. I just leave it on all the time. You'll plug in a bunch of stuff. I'm able to charge whatever I want. My big TV's plugged into it. This one is 12 volts. Strangely, it only takes, when you turn on the brightness, it only takes about 10 watts. It doesn't even seem to affect the battery. It's starting to get these weird artifacts like lines. And the price is knocked down 50 bucks, way less than $100 right now. I'll put the link in the description. If you get that thing, you're gonna have to do the same thing. Cut the little power box off, wire that thing directly to your 12 volt fuse box, your positive and negative. If you have any questions about doing anything like that, message me. I will help you figure it out. What do you think of the lighting? I still have more lights, but this is the new, it's Philips Hue light strips. Also, this light my mom got me in 2020. Diffused light on the front. In video, the light behind here, area over it just looks black. So I wanted to have some light on the front. Continued the strip light over the top. If this is homeless, I am proud to be homeless. I love my home. Clearly it's not. I don't know why I said that. It's so cool to live in such a nice space that's your own. Not have to worry. Especially as an entrepreneur. Your capital is everything. The more capital you have, the more impact you can have. The faster you can grow.
I had to stop the program and cover his cage. He just wouldn't stop talking. Yeah, I moved his thing back. You know, he's quiet. It's like,